Sebastian, the author of Zeroing Out, The Secret Journey to the Meditative Mind. I'm going to be reading from my book, Chapter 2, The Human Conundrum. Behind your closed eyes, you have the opportunity to escape from what you see with your logical computer brain. When you close off the doorway to logic and the often scary outside world, you begin to process of opening the potential of your creative mind or your dream state. This place beneath your closed eyes is where our journey begins in the creative mind. In your computer brain, you often have an overloaded buffer of chaotic thoughts, playing like a screeching recording. So many messages, in fact, that some days you can barely tell the real from the made up, the authentic love from the masks. Can you imagine a place, though, where peaceful potential grows like a beautiful garden with every color, texture, and density of possibility? If you can't imagine a peaceful place in your mind, then you must open your heart to the idea that peace is a real possibility. If you can't imagine the very thing that you desire, the chances of better anything appearing in your life is slim to none. This is true with every one of your desires going forward. Visualize, dream, manifest. Behind your closed eyes, start with this simple lesson. Close your eyes. What color do you see? Can you see color at all? Sit with this process a little longer. Do you see just black and white, or can you see hints of color as well? Take a few minutes to sit quietly and notice what you see when you close off the outside world. When you do this, spend time observing what you notice, trying not to create words or mental lists in your brain. Whatever you see, know that there's nothing wrong with your senses. You simply need practice with observing what is. Silence is a new language that you must learn to achieve to find any kind of peace. You're not going to be adept at anything with only one short lesson. With that in mind, just listen and observe the silence for a minute or two. It feels strange, right? If you feel that you can't silence the machinations of your brain, you're probably correct. The brain's job is to provide reasoning. To get to peace, you must ignore the brain by observing and listening. Listening and observing are diversion techniques to quiet the brain. Just be patient, you'll get there. Now try imagining a color. Let's use the color orange. If you can't initially see the color orange, think about something more specific, such as the fruit. Imagine slicing into an orange and smelling the citrus zest. Imagine biting into a juicy wedge. Can you see it now? Or is it clearer in other senses like taste or smell? Some people think they must see an orange in their mind's eye to be competent at imagination, when in fact some individuals can imagine sound better, some sense, some tastes, and yet others see more photographically. Discover in this initial exercise, how does your mind imagine? Can you hear music in your mind? Can you imagine someone's touch? Can you remember a unique smell? Can you recreate the reaction of eating your favorite food? Is your imagination keen when it comes to sexuality and fantasy? Note that if you spend a great deal of time in sexual fantasy or thinking about food or imagining a past conversation or even hearing music in your mind, whichever way you fantasize, you will be more adept at those particular senses. Let your senses lead you to those more distinct places for a couple minutes of silence, then continue reading. course, I'm reading to you, so stop the tape and then come back to it in a second or a couple minutes. A journey to color. Between the age of 20 to almost 50, I could see only glimpses of the rainbow of beauty and peace that existed on the canvas of my mind. Now, the mind is different than the brain, right? The mind is the place where you're connected to spirit, and the brain is just simply the cognitive part of your being that is kind of like a recorder of everything that you've ever known. The nonsense in my brain sounded more like a subway train almost constantly, always diverting my mind to chaos. So I was moving from my brain and I was allowing my mind, which was supposed to be quiet or was supposed to be leading me to something wise, I was allowing it to be filled with the chaos of my brain. I had no idea how colorful my life could be through the lens of a peaceful mind, because all I had ever heard were distracting noises from my brain. A vast distinction exists between your brain's memory and your mind's imagination. What you must understand is that your brain's mental garbage often blocks your view of the beauty that could exist in your life in the limitless world of this mind that I'm talking about. Zeroing out is going to help you get to that mind. In my work as a hypnotherapist, clients often tell me this statement more often than any other after an initial session. I have never felt more peaceful in all my life. I hear this almost every day of my work. I don't think I'm magical. I believe, however, that I took these individuals using hypnosis to a place that they had never visited before. I took them beyond the veil of their brain's clutter. This is where you also belong for at least some of the day or evening. If you want to, take a moment now and just close your eyes and start breathing. Think about controlling your breath. Use 5 counts to breathe in, 5 counts to exhale. The longer you can hold your breath, the longer you can sustain an inhale and an exhale, and the more equal in length they become, the more you begin to control your body. And controlling the body is also similar to controlling the brain. As you begin to learn to control the body with first the breath, then learning to control different parts of your body, desensitizing your feet for a while and thinking, oh, what would it feel like if I couldn't move my legs? And then imagine that. Imagine that your leg is so heavy that you couldn't move it. Imagine your arms and hands are so heavy that you couldn't move them. And then this is really important, the position of your eyes. When you close your eyes, think about your eyes being averted upwards, like you're looking out the top of your eyelids. And then barely close your eyes, just enough to see some light. As you're doing that, still continue thinking about controlling your breath. This is what's creating kind of a systematic way of allowing your body to think it's moving towards sleep, because these are all the things your body does as it relaxes towards sleep. A hypnotherapist prepares your body for a sleep state, but he wants to keep you awake just enough to hear his voice. And what happens is that voice becomes your subconscious self. It is the place where you would be telling yourself what to do, but now the hypnotherapist does. And because you're allowing the hypnotherapist to tell you what to do, these thoughts, these ideas, whatever the hypnotherapist wants to tell you in those moments, to stop smoking, to be less anxious, to eat less, to sleep better, those go deep into the subconscious mind. And when you awaken from this short sleep, what happens is your subconscious mind now has new ideas, new thoughts, new neural pathways that sometimes are stronger than the old ones. Hypnotherapy is an ongoing thing. I think that one session will help, but if you don't continue the process and continue to renew, it's like peeling an onion. You're going to get those first layers off easily, but beneath those top layers are reasons why you've started smoking, created a smoke screen with food, with anxiety, with stress, with sleep problems, with sexuality, sexual deviance, anything that is stopping you from your peace. Could be, I don't consider any of those things right or wrong. I'm just saying that when something blocks your peace, it becomes the wrong thing for yourself. And anything can become a tool to block your peace and to keep you from the best you. And the best you exists in that peace. Because in that peace, you can begin to create in your awakened mind the things you really want. Not just to get rid of the anger or the smoking or the vice, but to create prosperity in place of lack, to create right relationship in place of the negative ones. I hope this helps you today. I'm going to put in the process below, in the comments below, all the things you might need to know to connect with me. I do hypnotherapy online in case you're interested in doing that as well. I'll place my email there, and also a telephone number if you'd like to come connect and get an appointment. Take care and have a good day.
Life can get really busy taking care of my home, 2 careers, and my family when your mind can't seem to get quiet to rest. That's when you need to use zeroing out.
I never thought I could quiet my mind in only 3 minutes. Zeroing out works.
I highly recommend Zeroing Out by Sebastian. It's been very helpful for me, and it's helped me navigate through difficult times. It's just a great book. Everyone should get it.
I tried the zeroing out technique, and I have to say it was surprisingly effective and very simple. On those days I'm going 90 to nothing and I just need to slow my brain down for a minute to get back on track. This really has helped me to do that.
Life gets hectic, and sometimes I just don't take the time to clear my mind, especially right after work. The zeroing out method helps me to leave my work at work, so I have a clear mind for the people at home I love.
I've been dealing with clutter in my mind for a long time now. Zeroing out, stop stress in 3 minutes, has completely cured me. Now I can meditate, get quiet, and I'm even sleeping better.
I can't believe how much zeroing out has helped me reduce stress. You've got to try it.
Work for me can get time-consuming and stressful at times, but zeroing out has really changed the way I look at my schedule and my time. Now I can leave my work at work, and I have more time and peace of mind to deal with the people that I care the most about.
Such a step above any other book I've ever seen about this topic, and it's such a simple technique, and I'm able to do it by myself, which I love. So I highly recommend it.